Core to the Sunless King is the latest set by Mammoth Factory Games, and in that you get an awesome bunch of miniatures, including this big bad boy. There's a whole host of awesome looking miniatures, you get the D&D adventure and all the one-page rules stat blocks to go with it. Thanks so much to Mammoth Factory Games for sponsoring this video. So first up, you get Malfarax's Worm of the Deep, which comes on this big beastie 100mm base. Now this is one of my favourite large prints by Mammoth Factory Games. It is a really detailed and awesome looking dragon, and the great thing is it all comes hollowed out and in multiple parts as well, so it'll fit onto the vast majority of printers out there. Even though he comes on a 100mm base, he also spills over that by quite a large amount because he is an absolute beast of a print. Next up, you get the Greater Worm Spawn, which is this, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a werewolf meets ape meets froggy lion creature. It's all of these things rolled into one, and it looks like an absolute abomination. And then you'll also get 3 Dralfar worm spawns as well, which are basically like mini little versions of these. They're all these hunched looking awful creatures, and I've got to say I really like these. They just look really menacing and horrible and just horrific. Next up, you get the Carnival of Rossir Dreadlord, and this is this vampire count looking guy. Another incredible sculpt. I really like the armor on this one, his flowing robes and all of the bits there. He looks really menacing and definitely a fun one for your party to fight. Next up, you get this Lathri Dralfar Assassin. This is a very nicely posed looking sculpt. It's in this action pose, but it fits very nicely on its base, and it really stands out on the tabletop. It's not overly complicated and it's easy enough to paint, and I really like this one. Next up, you get Slanwe Dralfar Runeweaver. This is this really interesting looking lady. She comes with 2 optional hands, so you've either got just the standard hand being held up or you've got one wielding flames. She has this beastie whip as well, and again she's got all of these flowing cloaks, really interesting looking armor. There's a lot to like about this print. Following on from that, you also get Yari Headhunter, and that's the leader of a pack that comes in later. Again, a really nice pose. She's pretty casual, but looks like ready for action. I really like this sculpt and the rest of them that we'll come on to. So a really nice one to use as your leader. They also get the leader of the Blade Masters, Vivandre. Again, quite a nice little subtle pose here, ready for action, not over the top. And similar to the last one we talked about as well, the armor matches with a lot of the other stuff like the Dreadlord, and it all just themes in quite nicely. So you could have them as opposing forces, you could have them on the same side and just have them as like your blades, and then you've got your rangers and stuff like that. A really nice theme set throughout. So moving on from the hero units and the leader units, you get the Dralfar Headhunters, which are these ranger type units, and I absolutely love these. They're all very nicely posed. There's a decent mix of them, and I really love that they're not over the top or anything like that. They just look fantastic. Next up, you'll get the Dralfar Blade Masters, and there's 8 variants of these. And again, some really nice infantry units to go with your armor if you're building out something like a regiments game, or just some more villains and stuff like that to fight. And to go alongside those, you also get the Dralfar Spearmen, which match very closely to the Blade Masters, and it just gives you different types of units to play with. For this month's set, you also get the Elder Oaks Roots, which is a piece of terrain that also comes with this. So again, if you want to really theme out your army and your adventure, you've got all the stuff there to play with. And of course, it wouldn't be a Mammoth Factory Games release without some busts to go along with it as well. This month as well, you'll also get a couple of throwback models. So we've got Loranthir Dralfar Blade Singer, and also a couple of Warbling Wretches to go with them. So that just really adds to some of the units you can play with. So along with all of the miniatures, you'll also get all the 2D tokens, the 2D maps. You'll also be able to play this on virtual tabletops. You'll get the 5e adventures to go alongside it. And like I mentioned previously, you also get the one-page rule stat blocks if you want to play a regiments game. There's a lot to like about this month's set. There's so many incredible sculpts with it, and I love that beastie dragon. Like I mentioned, it's probably one of my favourite things that I've seen from Mammoth Factory Games. So definitely worthwhile checking out. Let me know in the comments which one is your favourite unit from that. Will you be playing this as the 5e adventure, or will you be jumping into some one-page rules from regiment games? And just let me know your thoughts down below. Hope you've enjoyed that video. If you have, hit the like and subscribe button. Come along for some more content in the future. I'll see you soon. Bye.